Hey guys, and welcome to our first tutorial grid quick tips. On this quick tip, we're going to be showing you how to use Camera Raw and Photoshop to colorize and edit your video. Yes, that is correct. You can do that, and we will show you how. And it's not going to be the long version where you have to create your video into a bunch of TIFF images and then import them into Photoshop Camera Raw and do all that stuff. It's actually a lot easier than that. But first, why don't you go to the little subscribe button right here. It should be somewhere on your screen. Go ahead and subscribe to us, as well as go to facebook.com/avidproductions479 and like us there. You can also support us by donating like $1 or $2 if you like the tutorials you see. We always accept donations. The more donations we get, the better the tutorials get, because we can afford to get better stuff for the tutorials. Okay? So let's get on to the tutorial. So what we're going to be doing is you're going to want to be in Photoshop, not After Effects, not Premiere, but actually Photoshop. So first what we're going to do is we're going to import our file. So you go to File and then go to Open. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find the video footage that you want to edit. Okay, so we recently did this. It's completely After Effects, but it's a video footage. Just kind of import and show you what it can do. So we import our footage, and we have it right down here in our little timeline editor, okay? So you can scrub through it. The video's there, and that's pretty much it. So first off, what we're going to do to convert this into basically a bunch of frames directly in Photoshop is we're going to have to add smart filters. So what this allows us to do is basically creates a bunch of filters for each one of these frames, and it edits it directly in Photoshop. So we'll go up here to the filter guide, and we're going to want to click this little button that says Convert for Smart Filters. Now the reason why we do this is if we don't do this and say we want to edit this video and colorize it and sharpen it and do all that fun stuff we can do in Camera Raw, it's just going to edit this one frame and not the rest of them, okay? So now that we have converted our video into smart filters, we'll go back into our filter section and we'll hit Camera Raw Filter. And that brings us up directly into Camera Raw. Now you'll want to select a piece of footage or a part of the footage that you want to edit, because it'll only show you one piece of footage at a time. So it'll only show you one frame. You can't scrub through anything in Camera Raw. But for this, I mean, you have all the control you have in Camera Raw for all of your videos needs. I mean, it's awesome. I love using Camera Raw. But you can do the exposure, you've got highlights, you can do the shadows. I mean, there's so much stuff that you can do to really bring in that special touch for your video. So if you know what Camera Raw is all about, you'll definitely enjoy using Camera Raw for your standard video. Now this can be used for Blackmagic design footage. It can be used for DSLR footage. It can be used for just literally any type of footage as long as it's video footage. So it will be able to pretty much import anything, and you can use the Camera Raw settings to really make this look good. So yeah, we'll just do something dark and evil here. Okay, so this is what I like. I like that little highlight, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit of sharpening, and let's say okay, I like this. So we'll hit okay, and that's going to convert all of our frames to that one Camera Raw setting. Now it's going to be pretty hard to scrub through this because it's going to have to do a Camera Raw setting for each one of those frames. But in order to export this, so you will have to export this from Photoshop. So what you're going to want to do is go to File, Export, Render Video, and that's going to bring us up this little timeline here. Now usually this is going to automatically change the frame rate to what the actual frame rate is of your video, so don't worry about that. You can select what folder to put it into. You can select what media encoder. You can use a Photoshop image sequence, but I mean, if you're wanting to use just straight video, use the media encoder you've got. You can use H.264, QuickTime, animation settings. You want the highest quality possible, and try to make all of your settings here to where it matches your video source to get the highest quality possible, and then you just hit render. And that's pretty much it. So that is our first tutorial grid quick tip. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.